Okay, let's move beyond these vanity metrics and marketing hype for a moment, shall we? Instead, let's answer the two most important questions that you need to know here. Does the service work like it's supposed to? And can you trust this company with your internet data? Hey folks, thanks for joining me here at All Things Secure. My name's Josh, and today we're taking a deeper look at PureVPN, a company that was started in 2007 and claims to serve either 3 million or 7 million people worldwide, depending on where you look on their website. We're gonna walk through installation and setup on both desktop and mobile devices before we discuss the various pros and cons of using the service. Stick around to the end where I'm gonna share with you some investigative reporting on who actually owns and runs PureVPN, which should be fun. I'm pretty sure you know what these time markers mean, so if you're still with me, let's go ahead and move over to my laptop. Now, when you first open up PureVPN, the software on your desktop, this is what you're gonna see. You've got your dashboard with the connect button and then the ability to choose from servers in different countries or different cities, or even favoriting the ones that you use most often. Now, the way that PureVPN works is it gives you a number of different modes. These modes include streaming, whether that's Netflix, BBC, Hulu, and others, internet freedom, which is getting around censorship, security and privacy. You've also got file sharing and dedicated IP. Now, in most cases, this is really just a user experience thing. It's not changing too much on the settings end, other than maybe file sharing, which uses specific servers for P2P file sharing. And then of course, dedicated IP, but that is an add-on that you need to pay for if that's something that you want. Most of the time, I would just recommend going with internet freedom or streaming, although here you can actually choose which website you're trying to stream. And then all it's going to do is connect to the appropriate country that will allow you to stream that content. So if you look into the settings, what we've got here, other than just the selection modes, is just different app settings for how you start up whenever you start your computer or whenever you start PureVPN. You can select your protocols. They've got a few different protocols, including IPsec, L2TP, OpenVPN. They recommend doing automatic. One of the things that you'll see missing here is the WiredGuard protocol, which is a newer, more efficient, in some ways considered more secure protocol. It's something that I asked PureVPN, and they don't seem to have any thoughts of implementing that anytime soon. You've got a lot of different languages. You've got network type, which I would just not play with that at all. You've got advanced options for security, which is just another way of saying, will they bug you if you don't have your VPN connected every 5 minutes? And I think that's just ridiculous. Why would you want to do that? And then turning on the kill switch, which I think you should do. I'm surprised that's not on by default. You can become a beta tester. You also have the ability to do port forwarding, which if you don't know what that is, you're probably not going to use it, and it doesn't matter, but it is there for those who want to use it. You can check for updates, help and feedback, submit a support ticket, and then of course you can log out. If I connect to a server in the USA, it's going to make a quick connection, and then it's also going to show me my new IP address, and all I need to do is close this out and I'm good to go. Now quickly, I want to make mention of the browser extension. You've got a PureVPN browser extension, which will not secure all of your internet connection. It's actually only going to secure the connection, any data that you use through that browser. So for instance, if I'm connecting on Chrome, but then I want to access the internet through Firefox or something else, it's not going to be encrypted except for anything that I do through Chrome. So you can connect here, you can select a country or popular websites. There's not a whole lot in terms of your settings that you have, not as much at least as you have on your desktop software, but it is going to give you that option if you don't want to launch an entire app, or if you just want to use it on your browser. They've got extensions for both Firefox and Chrome. Okay, now I'm going to grab my iPad to show you what the PureVPN app looks like on a mobile device. So unlike many other VPNs, the PureVPN mobile app is significantly different in design than its desktop counterpart. You have just this home page, which is a quick connect button, and that connect button is going to connect you to the fastest, usually closest available VPN server. But if you'd rather have more control, you can click down here on locations and scroll through all the different cities or even the countries that they have available. And of course, you can favorite certain servers, and that will sync between your desktop and mobile devices. As far as As settings go, you've got the ability to choose your protocol, which you have IPsec and IKEV2. One of the things you'll notice missing here on iOS is an open VPN protocol, which they do have on Android. They also don't have WireGuard, which I was talking about earlier. You can change the language. You have what's known as on-demand VPN, which is basically split tunneling, a different name for split tunneling, where you can say on specific domains it will automatically connect to the VPN. This is very, very similar to Privacy VPN, who also offers a lot of these same settings and has somewhat of an interesting history with PureVPN. You can submit a support ticket and then, do a little more in terms of just sending them different ideas, but honestly, there's not a lot you can do in the settings here, other than going up here and you can execute a ping test, which will tell you which of the servers are closest and therefore probably the fastest. This is something you can do on the desktop software as well. The app is just really good for connecting to a server. So once it's connected, you're going to see up here the VPN icon that lets you know that you are connected to a VPN, and then you can exit out of this app and just continue using any app that you want on your iOS device or on your mobile device, period, whether you're using Android or iOS, and know that your data is being encrypted and that you are connected to the VPN server. All in all, PureVPN represents a typical VPN service with an app that operates more or less like every other virtual private network I've reviewed here on this channel. They offer the standard features you expect with any VPN nowadays, including 256-bit encryption, 24/7 live chat customer support, a vast network of global servers, a kill switch, and standalone apps for all the major platforms where you might need a VPN. They have a number of VPN connection protocols to choose from, although the popular new WireGuard protocol is noticeably absent. These are all good features to have, but they're called standard for a reason. Every VPN offers these. So what does PureVPN offer that is unique, or at least not as common among its competitors? First, they allow for peer-to-peer traffic for servers located in countries where it isn't expressly illegal. The PureVPN apps offer a ping test, which automatically organizes VPN servers from fastest to slowest based on your location. It's a useful feature in my opinion, and I'm honestly a bit surprised that this isn't more common. PureVPN has dedicated IP and port forwarding features, both of which are paid add-ons. And if you don't know what they are, there's a pretty good chance that you don't need them. And I personally don't feel the need to pay for them either. Finally, as you saw earlier, the desktop version of PureVPN offers different modes that might be desirable for less tech-savvy users. It's very similar to how the Privacy VPN works, which, as I'll explain in a moment, might not be a coincidence. But wait, isn't this the fastest VPN service ever? Honestly, I don't like speed tests, and mine were fairly inconclusive when I was comparing with other services like Surfshark and ExpressVPN. But I think it's safe to say that PureVPN isn't the fastest VPN ever. Is it fast enough for what you need? Probably, but it's not the fastest. Okay, let's stop and talk about privacy and trust. It's impossible to talk about PureVPN without mentioning a case back in 2017 where PureVPN helped the FBI connect the real identity of a man in Massachusetts who was cyberstalking using the VPN. Now, if you're watching this video right now in hopes of using a VPN for illegal purposes, let me stop you right there. No piece of software, no matter how many independent audits confirm their no-logs policy, will ever keep you 100% private. Not a VPN, not a Tor browser, not even a VPN over a Tor browser. If you read the privacy policy on any VPN, including those that claim a no-log policy like PureVPN, you'll see that they do in fact log a bare minimum set of data. They all do. But that doesn't really bother me as much as vague ownership. It's something I harp on in any review that I do of VPNs. The foundation of security is trust. And how can I trust a company that I don't know? So who is PureVPN? In a nutshell, PureVPN is owned by GZ Systems, which is registered in Hong Kong, but seems to have some strong ties with Pakistan. It's impossible to be 100% sure, but I believe PureVPN shares or has shared these Pakistani connections with Privacy VPN, which just so happens to both have a lot of the same pricing structures and app design. Coincidence? I don't really care about the ties with Pakistan, but with the recent changes in Hong Kong security laws that give China unprecedented access to information on companies and individuals within the region, because of that, the future of Hong Kong as a hub of privacy is now in question. This is all speculation, but it's worth keeping in mind as you consider whether or not you can trust PureVPN with all your internet data. I was told by a representative that they've shut down their Hong Kong servers, and they're currently looking for options to relocate the business if the situation worsens. But as of this recording, this is still an issue. Overall, it's a solid app that effectively bypasses censorship, encrypts your data, and unlocks international streaming services like Netflix and Hulu. I have some serious reservations about their ownership and Hong Kong base, but I realize I'm probably more paranoid than most, so it's really up to you. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Check out more of my VPN reviews here, as well as general personal security tips in these playlists. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time.